There's plenty to get into this Wednesday at GP Fans, with the breaking news that Max Verstappen is set to sign the biggest deal in Formula One history. Nikita Mazepin is going to be on the grid for the 2022 season, and Danny Ricciardo discusses the consistent inconsistencies between drivers and their scraps on track. I'm Ollie Wilson, bringing you the latest news in the world of Formula One, and now let's dive into the headlines. The FIA has decided that Russian and Belarusian drivers will be allowed to compete in international competitions under the flag of the World Motorsport governing body rather than their home nation after a meeting of the World Motorsport Council on Tuesday. This means that Nikita Mazepin will of course be able to drive for Haas in Formula One this coming season after a week that saw the driver's career in the sport hanging by a thread. The FIA has also announced a number of restrictions on Belarusian and Russian motorsport, including neither country's anthem, flag or national symbols being played or shown at FIA international competitions, and no international competitions will take place in Russia or Belarus. All of these restrictions will be in place until further notice. What all this means is that Nikita Mazepin and the likes of Danny Kvyat in the World Endurance Championship will be able to compete this season in their respective motorsport disciplines, despite the International Olympic Committee calling for motorsport to ban all Russian and Belarus drivers after Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. However, the measures from the FIA haven't prevented Motorsport UK from deciding to ban the Russian driver from the British Grand Prix this July, a move that hints that perhaps similar racing organisations may take the same course of action after the IOC called for Motorsport to ban all Russian and Belarusian drivers from events. We will keep you up to date with all of the developments on this on GP Fans Global on Twitter and of course gpfans.com. Elsewhere in Formula One, Danny Ricciardo believes the grey areas surrounding on-track engagement between drivers are causing a lot of the inconsistencies in stewarding decisions in F1. Consistency is something that drivers and the fans are desperate to see when it comes to the on-track battles and the rules surrounding them when the stewards get involved. Williams driver Nicholas Latifi earlier in the week said that drivers will be meeting before the first race of the season in Bahrain to discuss what is and isn't allowed on track as cars fight for position. But McLaren's Danny Ricciardo believes that the differences in opinion between the drivers over the rules of engagement don't help the stewards in their decision making. Amongst all of us drivers, we are probably in line with the way to go racing, but there will still be a difference in what is forcing and what is not, said Ricciardo, adding, "If there is at least that kind of level of consistency, then that is all we can ask, and then we know a little bit better what is right from wrong." And finally, Max Verstappen is set to sign a 4 to 5 year deal with Red Bull starting from this season that will net the reigning world champion 40 to 50 million euros a year. The new deal that GP Fans has learnt of this Wednesday will make Verstappen the highest paid Dutch athlete in history and see him signing the biggest deal in Formula One history, doubling his old deal with Red Bull. The new contract is a little surprising, seeing as Red Bull's Helmut Marko had mentioned that the team was operating close to their financial limits earlier this off-season. But I guess Red Bull have found some change back behind the sofa and boosted the earnings of the reigning world champion. So what do you make of Max's new deal with Red Bull? Is it a warranted one at all? What do you think of Danny Ricciardo's comments about the grey areas between drivers of what is and isn't allowed on track, and the fact that Nikita Mazepin will be lining up on the Formula One grid this year? Let us know in the comments section below and stay with us for all the build-up and going into the start of the new season here with GP Fans.